currently within social care, there's a lot of vacancies. It's obviously quite bad at the minute. And regarding that, I believe you currently have a project where you have got international recruits coming in overseas to come and support with that and support us with our social care. What can you tell me about that project?
So the project that we're running in the East Midlands at the moment is mostly about retention. We've got a number of overseas workers here in the care sector. Our job as a project is to make sure that they feel comfortable, welcomed, rewarded, and that they can develop and they don't feel too lonely. Being the other side of the world, working can be very, very lonely. So that's what we're focusing on. We are concerned that the change in the immigration rules, which means that care workers can't bring their dependents, might have an impact. It might have an impact on the numbers, but what I think is more likely to happen is that people will still come because they really want to and they need to because of the circumstances they're living in back home. But maybe if you leave your partner and your small children behind, you probably won't stay as long. So we'll have a higher level of turnover and all the problems that brings. So I don't think it, sadly, I think the Home Office are right. It won't make a difference to the number of people who come because we are an attractive place for them to come and work.
Recently, the Home Secretary, James Cleverly, came out with a proposal saying that he wants to cut down on legal migrants and sort of like bring jobs back to British citizens. How do you feel about that?
In an ideal world, I think there are lots of jobs that could and should be done by local people for local people. But then on the other hand, we are quite a small globe, so why can't people move around to enhance their career options or just to see what it's like? I've worked in America, I really enjoyed it. I do understand that people might want to move around, but I also understand where he's coming from, in that we have a lot of people in the UK who we have not managed to attract into employment at all, let alone into the care sector. I don't agree with some of the things he says about the drain on society that migrant workers bring. Migrant workers enhance your community, they bring different perspectives, and actually it's quite humbling as an employer to think that someone wants to give up their life back in Africa or India and take a risk of coming over here to support our most vulnerable people.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Thank
Cheers.
you.